Episode 1320, Come Let's Go Lie in the Wild Year 2025. There's a particular kind of stillness in the air at 2:42 a.m., not the serene stillness that poets immortalize, but the tense, caffeinated kind, the kind that clings to the glow of a screen long after the world has closed its eyes. That's how this began, not with an idea, not with inspiration, but with autoplay. I had just finished watching an 18-minute exposé on ancient Indian inventions they don't want you to know, narrated by a man who looked like he slept inside his theory. As the video faded, another loaded automatically. Thumbnail, a bearded man standing shirtless in a foggy field, holding a basket of eggs. Beside him, a woman wrapped in what looked like turmeric-stained linen, balancing a clay pot on her head with smug ease. Title, We Left the City, Now We Live. That's not a title. That's a passive-aggressive post-it note stuck on a refrigerator of modern guilt. Curious, I clicked. I shouldn't have. The first glimpse. Welcome, said the man in a whisper that could only have been trained by breathy ASMR yoga teachers. Welcome to our forest home. We call it Akarshana Vanam, the magnet forest. They didn't look like people who left the city. They looked like the city had evicted them for speaking in cursive. We don't use shampoo, said the woman, smiling. My hair is washed by joy and filtered rainwater. We don't use fridges, added the man. We keep our food alive until it's needed. It's the Earth's way. They called themselves Stell and Sister. No surnames. No backstory, just vibes. What they showed, their days were filled with earth tasks, sweeping the mud courtyard with coconut fronds, boiling rice with their intentions, singing lullabies to seedlings. In one video, Stell meditates on a rock while his goat watches in silent concern. In another, Sister explains how cow urine taught her to manage her finances. There was a drone shot. Yes, a drone. It circled above their mud hut like a techno-vulture, capturing their simple life from a 2-lakh perspective. Their fans? Devoted. Comments like, you make me want to quit my job and start a turmeric farm. I've started eating only soaked rice and crying at sunrise. You are the antidote to capitalism. Ah, irony, the antidote to capitalism, with a Patreon link below. I've lived the wild. Let me pause here. I've lived in the wild, not the curated, culturally appropriated wild of DSLRs and drones, the real one, with fleas and fungus and a jackal that howls like it's seen your search history, where eco-toilet doesn't mean Instagrammable composting, but a hole in the ground surrounded by moral ambiguity and angry wasps. I don't call the forest a vibe. I call it a reality check. The cracks begin by episode 24. We bathe with ash and self-awareness. I began to doubt. Their stove had a stainless steel pipe for exhaust. Their so-called handmade soaps came in packaging that screamed factory. Their cow, who they claimed only responded to Tamil raga scales, had a GPS collar. Then came episode 36, How We Monetized Silence, an entire video of them, staring at the sky. No talking, no captions, just the occasional bell chime. You know who else does that? Lizards. The Moment of Truth, episode 47. We no longer use words. At this point I had questions. Why was their mud hut fitted with mood lighting? Why did they have solar panels shaped like lotus petals? Why did their off-grid sanctuary have an Alexa device visible in the corner? So I went full tiger, investigated. Turns out their village elder is a failed theatre artist. The compost pit was air-freshened with lemongrass oil. They had 2 backup generators, one dog named Tesla, and an AC unit cleverly disguised behind a bamboo screen. Their goat had 1.2 million Instagram followers. His name, Dharma. Kuttapan joins in. In one evening I found Kuttapan sitting on the veranda, phone in hand, glassy-eyed. They live like sages, Tigeretta. Makes me wonder, are we missing something? Kuttapa, I replied. Would you sleep outside tonight? No lights, no mattress, just mud and mosquitoes? He did. He lasted 17 minutes, returned scratching his thighs and soul. Too much honesty, he murmured. I nodded. The forest doesn't lie, Kuttapa, but it doesn't cuddle either. The Decline, episode 71. We are tired of smiling. Now they looked worn. Stell had eye bags. Sister's linen was no longer camera-ready. The caption started sounding more like therapy notes. Episode 83. We're not okay, but that's okay. Comments poured in. Thank you for being real. Your breakdowns help my healing. Please do a live Q&A in silence. They sold merch now. Woke but broke. T-shirts and authentic village soil in jars for $4.99. The real joke. Then came the final nail, a sponsored ad for an eco-retreat package on their own land. Price 1.2 lakh for 5 nights. Features: Wi-Fi, air conditioning, organic panic, welcome basket. It was a resort, not a life. They weren't seekers. They were ambassadors of curated exile. Closing scene. That night I stepped out. No filters, no hashtags, just the quiet hum of the forest and a frog conducting his solo opera. I sat, thought. The wild isn't a rebellion, it's a reckoning. It's not a place to perform yourself into virtue, it's a place to lose the need for performance. I logged in one last time, saw Stell's face, now pale, exfoliated, and looking for sponsors. Saw Sisters Real, holding a guava, whispering, "This is my truth." I smiled. They left the city, but they took the city with them, wrapped it in banana leaves, and sold it back as enlightenment. Good morning, Stell. Good morning, sister. You may have fooled the world, but the wild always knows. And this tiger, he never needed to pretend. Would you like